You ready?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Meaning Version Podcast.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing.
I'll give it a second to register. Let me make sure that I actually am live. My audience is
yeah,
gonna be like, "What is this?"
yeah, you're good. You're live. I have you pulled up.
Sweet.
We all right. You're
Well,
right.
welcome everybody for those that join or after the fact. This is
Yeah,
a
hello.
really random one, and I know, but
It's a tough one. It's
it,
random,
it
but it's
is
a tough
it's
one.
a very tough one, and I
Yeah.
would not have wanted to be joined by anybody else other than Dustin for this because we were mutual friends of this person.
Yeah.
Um, and he meant something to both of us. And
Whew. My apologies.
I I wanted to make a video. I have a video that's unedited and stuff. And then like I just didn't. We were talking about it because this person meant a lot to us, and we were kind of trying to come to an agreement of how would we honor this person, or do we just stay silent, do we just, but I knew that I wanted something on the channel that is like, because after this is live, then it'll be up forever. Just
Yeah.
something. I needed something to honor him. And um so we recently found out that one of our really good friends through the internet. I mean, Dustin's my friend through the internet as well, like
Yeah.
texting,
Yeah.
phone calls, and all that. But this was a person that was subscribed to my channel. I mean, he had to have been subscribed to my channel for like a good amount of years, a few.
Oh, it's definitely been years.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I the same. He found. I think he was like back when I was doing food reviews too, but him and I never really like talked outside of YouTube until I would probably say like about probably about 3 years ago.
yeah,
We kind of really connected on more of a personal level, like outside of social media. Well, I say outside of social media, but like outside of YouTube and Twitch.
um, what was I gonna say? I just went blank. Oh yeah, he's somebody that the name Michael Redenbaugh is probably something you guys have seen around. Like I guarantee you, if you're a food reviewer out there and you're watching this, you most likely have got a comment from Mike.
Yeah,
Um, and he
definitely.
followed people. I know of a few food reviewers that he was subscribed to. And he was just always so thankful whenever he would message me and just be like, you're one of the creators that actually reply to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm just a guy. Like, I'm not,
Yeah,
you know, it's like, I'm not trying to put myself up there with that, but I did make the time because he was just a really cool guy and we also understand though that we didn't know everything about Michael.
yeah.
He was a really private person. Um, but we talked to him, and we talked to him. I mean, I think you said that you met him through me talking about him. I'm not.
I believe you had like told me he added me on Facebook and I added him.
Yeah,
You had told me that he had like messaged you. I was like, yeah, like I added him, but we haven't talked yet. And I think that like that's kind of how him and I started to develop more of a like a friendship than just like chatting through comments because he was the type of person that like he was always afraid to message people. And it's just because and like I have experience being a content creator and having inspirations and reaching out to people and just being ignored,
yeah,
even by like smaller creators. I mean, it still happens. I mean, it is what it is, but he was so genuine. Like there was just he had this presence, that just like he was comfortable to talk to. Like I
yeah,
feel like, and I mean, we've had those conversations. there has been numerous times where I've had like a really bad day, or like I wanted to throw in the towel and be like, be done streaming or be done with YouTube. And like, I would just message him because, you know, he was always like, don't fucking do it. Like he was just always, he was just always there. Like if you ever just needed somebody to just lend an ear to you, like he was just that person that like, he was just always around. Then he was easy to talk to. So it makes what happened that much harder, because it's just like, we didn't have any connections to him outside of like the people we have introduced him to. Like we, like in some way, you know, like he found Trav and then me, and then like I introduced him to people like on the Twitch side of things, and then like people that were regulars to my streams and my videos got acquainted, like, you know, became acquainted.
Yeah, and he would genuinely stay in your streams.
Yeah, he was there. And like if he couldn't stay, he was always so apologetic. Like he always felt bad.
Yeah.
You know, like I always had to reiterate.
That's how I knew he was a sweetheart, because he always, like, every few months I'd get a message like, hey, sorry, like if, you know, he's going quiet for a little bit. Hey, sorry, I've been in the hospital doing this. And I'm just like, bro, I there's no way to put it more fully. Like, you are good. Like, it's fine. You have a life. I have a life. Like, but one of the fun parts about life is after you do go dark with somebody for a while, you could just come back and there's all this information you can share, you know, like updates on life and stuff. But yeah, so to kind of just tell the story a little bit about very recently finding this out, Dustin called me because he hadn't heard from Michael in a hot minute, and neither had I. But you know, it's funny because I had just a few days prior been kind of thinking about him, like, I wonder where Michael is right now or whatever. And Dustin calls me, and you know, wasn't 100% sure if he had passed away or not. And he's like, I don't know because I haven't heard. And then we pull up his Facebook and to find out that a family member had tagged him and everything. And it was so crushing because, like, I texted Dustin. I'm like, we just started eating Texas Roadhouse, and I was like, I'm trying not to cry in front of these waiters. But but I know how much he meant to me because of that feeling. Like I felt heavy, you know, and but every time someone like is like especially a surprise death, I always have this thing in the back of my mind that's like, you know what though, like Michael would have wanted me to enjoy this meal. You know what I mean? Like it was so funny that it was Texas Roadhouse, because I think one of the very last times I had talked to him was sitting waiting for my food at Texas Roadhouse.
You know, it's really weird. And this is why, I don't know if you know this or not, but like Tristan and I, like we eat there often because we have one that's not too far from us. And I remember, like, I would always talk about it in my stream, or like I'd message him and send him a picture of food, because that's another thing that we talked about, like, was food. Like he was a foodie.
You could talk to him about anything. Too.
Yeah, literally. He was I had told him, you know, like about the food at Texas Roadhouse, and he's like, yeah, I have one near me. I want to go so bad. And he finally went on his last birthday. Like he finally got his Texas Roadhouse. And it's crazy because like the day we found out you had Texas Roadhouse, literally this past Saturday, Tristan and I just had Texas Roadhouse. I mean, it just like,
it was for a while now for me, Texas Roadhouse has some kind of memory connection to Mike. We called him Mike Red, Michael Red, or Mike Red, Red and Ball, and it's his last name. And man, I don't know. He was so like inspired by everything. Like, he would watch my food reviews and tell me like, dude, like I'm excited to start a channel one day and stuff. And
we never got that channel.
We never got it, but bless his heart, like I don't blame him at all, just because of like all the visits, all the hospital visits, all the like. I just didn't know how bad it was, you know, like He would say on Facebook, "Hey, I'm in the hospital," but I didn't really go poking around like, okay, but why? You know, like I just kind of just accepted it. I know that there's people like that. They have health problems. There's just stuff that's constantly happening, and it just.
Well, we had one night where like we were just it was like a vent session. Like, you know, like I was telling him about stuff, he was telling me about stuff, and like and he really opened up about his health and what he experienced growing up. I mean, he didn't like go into detail, but he had said enough, you know,
Right.
to like he knew that I would make sense of it, right? Like that, like he knew by telling me what he was going to tell me, I wasn't going to poke and prod and ask questions because, like, I mean, I get it. You know, I'm not going to touch base on it because I mean that's just
right.
that is information that he has
right.
asked me to keep.
And that's exactly why we were so hesitant to even do anything toward him, because my thought on is like how much he just wouldn't have been the guy that's like, yes, please make a live stream about me, please make a video, like. But the reason we chose live stream is just like a very raw, just talk, not, you know, not have to edit a video and all. That video was already so hard for me to, like, I don't do well with it. I mean,
it's hard to know what to say.
I do better with death than other people, than I think a lot of people do. I'm a very positive person when it comes to that stuff. Like I try to just be like, look, like, you know, that death is a part of life at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it just is.
exactly.
But the reason I was like furthered this and was like, let's just talk about him in a live stream is because like it's more of like it's sad, but he was just such a nice guy. Like his life should be celebrated, you know, and just somewhat, because I mean, kind of our version of like, well, you know, he's too far away to like go to a funeral or anything like that, and like, you know, just kind of
we just didn't have a connection, like,
right.
and that's the thing is he passed away on January 13th.
Yeah,
we didn't know, like
yeah.
almost a month later, you know, that it was like what had happened, and it's just like had we would have not.
What's up, Adam? Welcome.
Had I would have not looked, because I checked all his like, so I'm just gonna talk about what happened. So I went live on December 29th on Twitch, and I had announced that my wife and I have a baby on the way. You know, it was like a big thing, and he couldn't make it to the stream, which, you know, it's okay. And he messaged me like right after and was like, "Hey, like, what was the big news? Sorry, I couldn't make it." And I just sent him pictures of like the ultrasound. His last words to me were, "Oh shit, congratulations." And I said, "Thank you. I'm super excited." And I didn't hear from him for a while, but he was always the type of person where he didn't talk to you all the time, but he was always there. Like if you uploaded a video, he was liking it, he was commenting on it. If you, like, for me, like he was big on my Twitter. I mean, anytime I'd put out a tweet, he would like it, or he would like message me about it. And just stuff happened, you know, and like I was talking about things, and like, and I just, it was like radio silence. And I'm like, that's how you know that he made such a presence in our lives, because like it was noticeable really early on. Like I was like, okay, you know, like it's been, you know, like, yeah, again, I talked to him January 29th. I had messaged him January 17th, and I was like, dude, like I really hope everything's okay. I haven't heard from you. I haven't seen anything.
He talked about, he had just made a New Year's post, like Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. I messaged him essentially 4 days after he passed away, but I had no idea.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, you know, like, yeah, after the holidays, I know he had a bunch of stuff coming up. Like, he's super busy. Like, he'll get back to me. And I mean, days passed, like literally days, almost a month passed. And I was just like, okay, like something is not right. And I did what nobody should ever do. And I Googled his name, because I'm like, something happened. Like it was like having anxiety when I don't hear from somebody, and somebody that I talk to a lot. Like I immediately brain goes worst case scenario.
Right.
And I had found an online obituary, but it didn't say much. It just said like a name, an age, and a location, and I was just like, eh. And that's when I called Trav, and I was like, "Have you heard anything?" And Trav's like, "No." I had checked his Twitter, I had checked his Instagram, and then I was like, "Dude, I don't know." Like, I saw online that a Michael Red had passed away. I don't know if it's our Michael Red. And as Trav was on the phone, I checked Facebook, and I was just like, "Dude, he's gone. Like, what the hell?" It's just it sucks. It really sucks because we would have never known, and I feel like we still wouldn't have known at this point in time. Like it would have just been us. Like, what the hell's going on? Without actually like looking into it. And I just, part of me wishes I knew sooner. But I mean, like, what can you do? Like, it happened the way it happened, and it's unfortunate, but it was like a kick in the gut reading it, because like it literally, like, the worst case scenario in my head like came true. That was the hardest part about it, I think. And then telling other people too, because again, Trav and I found out at the same time, and I reached out to other people that had known him, and I put a thing in my Discord about it, and but everybody in my Discord knew who he was.
Yeah.
Because they have all talked to him in my streams. Like,
yeah, and I know you felt bad about telling me during my dinner, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. I'm glad we got to find out at the same time. Like, it wasn't like one of us having to break. I mean, yes, you had to break the news to me, but we literally basically within the same second, because as soon as you were reading it, you're telling me, "Hey, man, like, he's gone."
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he's somebody that like I told Dustin, I was like, like the channel, it'll have that empty spot. Like, it just, like, as much as like that sounds kind of silly because subscribers and stuff like that, but he was
there.
He was
all
there,
the time.
He was there, and I told, that was one of our last conversations I had with him. Is he said he apologized for going dark or whatever, and I said, "Dude, you're good. I know that Mike Red is." What did I say? I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna actually read. I said basically like, I know Mike Red is back there in the background lurking or something like that.
Yeah, it was something. I think we both sent screenshots of our like last conversation.
I know Mike Red is still back there somewhere lurking, liking and watching my stuff. And he said, it's funny because he started putting the, like, I always do the cat laughing emoji, and he did that too when he said always. And
yeah, you do use the
cat
and
the very last thing I told him is happy belated birthday, brother. Apologies for missing it, because I did miss it. I went like that whole birthday without saying something, and then that was October 16th. And then he said, "Thanks, bro. It's fine." And that was October 16th at 12:09 p.m. So, yeah, and you would talk to him more recently, but yeah. I mean, it's true. Like, time just flies. Like, usually whenever someone passes away and I look back at the last thing I ever talked, I'm always surprised with how long it's been, because it just flies. And I went ahead and looked back at like the last thing. I was like, let me try to find the last thing he commented on YouTube, and I think I did. But I for sure found the last thing he liked on my Facebook, and that was like my post about Mom.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, I mean, I don't post a lot on Facebook, but he was always on my Twitter, and like me, like I make movie content on my channel, like that's another thing him and I talked about. We're movies. It was movies all the time, and like
he was us about when nerds loved stuff, loved movies, loved a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure. I think me and him talked about Star Wars. I think he was a pretty big fan of Star Wars.
Yeah, he was. Everything. I mean, he just him and I have had countless conversations about graphic novels, about movies, about Star Wars, about Jurassic Park. I mean, literally so much, you know, and I think what makes it hard to make an individual video too, because I also had sat down and filmed something, is just like it, he was more than a viewer. Like, he viewed our stuff, he was very supportive, but like there's so much more to it, and it's hard to kind of convey that.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
you know, I used to stream on Twitch. Um, he has literally like he's donated to my stream before. Like the he bought me the Suicide Squad on Blu-ray out of the kindness of his heart, because like I got really like back into collecting physical media, and I was like, yeah, I used to have it, because we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, Tristan, I just watched it, and I was like, yeah, I used to have it on Blu-ray, and like my mom's dog chewed the case up, and like next thing I know, there it is, came from Amazon like 2 days later, and it was from him. Um, he also bought my wife a chair for her stream. Like,
Man,
he is just
he's a kind soul, man.
he valued friendships like you would not believe.
But, I mean, especially like he didn't have to apologize for going dark at any point, but he always did
Exactly.
it. So that proved he didn't have to do that to prove friendship, but it was that extra like icing
Yeah.
on the cake that he was like, dude, I care. And I mean, he loved us and we loved him.
And I know you and I have always kind of talked about, because I was thinking about this today, like when you had messaged me, and you know, when I was at work, about doing this, and you and I have talked about on our podcast, like and just privately too, about like, you know, man, like how would you ever handle it if you found out like a viewer of yours died or like passed away, you know, and then just like for it to happen, but it to happen to somebody that was more, you know, like again, this is, he was always there and we always talked YouTube and stuff, but like we have built a personal close relationship off of the platforms, you know, like he's even like called me on Facebook Messenger and talked to me, and like he's just, it's weird. It's such like a, just like it hurts, I guess is
Yeah.
really the right way to put it, because it's just, you know, I can always go back and read conversation, but like I can never like reach out to him again and never get an answer back, and that's what
Right.
sucks. That's what sucks, because there's so many things I want to talk to him about, you know, like every time I would upload like like a monthly haul, and he'd always be like, yeah, I saw this movie, this movie, and this movie, haven't heard the other one, I'm gonna get to it, I recommend this one. And it was just like, I looked forward to it every time,
Yeah.
because I'm like, okay, like here we go, I got a stack of 30 movies, which one of these has he seen? You know,
Yeah.
and it was just always fun to have those types of conversations, because he was
Yeah.
just so passionate about everything.
Speak about looking forward to it. I felt the same way about talking to him. When I sent him a message, I was genuinely like giddy to get a reply. Like
Yeah,
I would love talking to him because how he was always so positive.
yeah,
Like other than maybe talk about hospital or whatever, but he had the right to be frustrated when he's like in the hospital and like, but he always pushed through and stayed positive. And real quick, I already told Adam this, but I want to tell him on the stream. Adam, you literally are the same way. Like you message me, you talk to me, you like I've been I would say Adam, I don't know when he found my channel, but he's a very OG viewer and constantly. And I told him that, dude, Adam, I love you and I appreciate you for doing the same thing that Michael always did. Um, it's I appreciate I have so much love, even though I don't know a lot of y'all personally, but like it's so fun to me to connect with people and just talk and like Adam knows like I try to reply and all that stuff and you build these little friendships that
yeah.
mean the it makes me think whenever I lose somebody that like was the same thing, an audience member but became like a closer friend, like it makes me truly like feel grateful for the people that are still there, are still like doing okay and all that stuff, and that's why I immediately told Dustin I loved him, because I was like, dude, like I don't know what I would do, and but I mean, one day one of us is gonna go, and it's just one of those things. Like,
It's
I'm
gonna
just
happen.
saying, like, that's life, and it happens, and you make an impact on people's life while you're here,
Yeah,
and I can say that Mike Red did that for us, like
absolutely.
110%. Like he, you know, it's like that, like a portion of a dent. Like that's just like I'll always have. I'll always, you know, like, and I mean what I say in the title. Like he will be missed. Like I will constantly. Like now it'll be like Texas Roadhouse, like Michael Red,
Yeah.
like, and that's fine with me because he is worth remembering and honoring, and that's kind of what we're here today, is just like find some way to be like, let's just talk about our boy, and like, and not to be all like what might have been or whatever about it, but like I would have loved to like um Tristan, the Beater Bro show is coming back. What?
Kind of.
I would, yeah, I mean, yeah. I could always have Dustin on my streams. I'm totally down
Yeah.
for that. I actually want
Yeah.
to do like a panel at some point. I want to get a lot of my people up in here. I do. What are you gonna say, Dustin?
I miss seeing her like that was it's so weird seeing her on like her YouTube thing.
Queen Lion T, let's go.
It's like she's Queen
Um,
Lion T on Twitch, she's Queen Lion T on TikTok. It's so weird seeing her comment as like the YouTube Queen Lion T.
um, but yeah, man, like he'll be a part of my memory forever in some way, and
Yeah.
I just, I don't know,
Nope.
man.
You're
Like
stuck with that chair for life.
I don't want to be all like this about it, but like so much lost lately, man. Just
Yeah.
like and one extremely personal to me, and like Kevin Conroy. We lost so many. We've just lost so many people recently, man. It's like, and they always say it's like threes or fours or whatever, but it's they're it's pretty correct. But anyway, my whole thing with that is just, if anything you should take anybody should take from a stream like this is just to be reminded, like maybe that long distance friend or something that you don't talk to anymore, you had an argument with, like, just like, I don't know, man, like tell them you love them.
Yeah.
You never know, like you don't want something to happen to somebody and that be like their your last conversation or whatever. I'm just saying, like, trust me when I tell you, with the deaths that I have dealt with in my life, like you will feel at least some regret on what you didn't do. Like I just I'm not saying like a long distance friend is like the same as like a mom or something like that, but like with like my mom in September, it's just like it does make me think about those things. Like, man, I wasn't there enough and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
it's hard.
I'm not gonna go into that or I'll start crying. But like,
No, it
so there is a part of me that is like with Michael Red. It's like, yes, I would have loved to talk to him one more time, like
but
instead
you
of
don't
since October. Like,
yeah, but you don't think about that stuff.
yeah, exactly.
It's just
Life
like
is
you knew that
autopilot.
he would disappear for a few days, but like you don't ever think to yourself like, oh, this is the last conversation I'm going to have with him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And it's just like, again, December 29th, he had messaged me, congratulations on your baby. Like he was super pumped about it. And I was excited about it, and that was it. It was tough, and I feel like the week that we found out was also a pretty emotional week for me personally, because um I told you about it before, but my wife, Queen Lion T, in the chat, and I streamed on Twitch, and we had a viewer whose name was Russell. We called him Love Muscle. It's a It's
Nickname.
very,
Yeah.
very opposite of Michael Redd. Like, both great, amazing people. We lost Love Muscle. I can't. Trista calls him Cheesecake. Um, we lost him in April of last year. Literally like 2 days after his 40th birthday or 41st birthday, which was hard. And the week that this stuff happened to Michael Redd, like Tristan and I had a baby appointment and we heard the baby's heartbeat, which was good. I know I said it was kind of like depressing, but like that was good. But I'm pretty sure like that same day, my mom had told me that a family friend that I knew that was only a year older than me had passed away suddenly, and then like literally 3 days later, that Michael Redd. But it was just weird. And the reason I brought up Russell was because as we were sitting in this baby appointment, this song was playing over the speaker. And it made me feel weird because it was the last song that he used in a TikTok video he uploaded, and the fact that we're coming up on a year, and then all that stuff happened. It was oh man, it just was like a tidal wave. Like when I read that Michael had passed away, it was just like I was like kind of numb, I'm like not numb, but like I like in disbelief because it was just like all this stuff just like came at once.
Yeah. And I mean, when you don't like I said, with him going dark and stuff, every now and then, like you don't think about it because it's like
it was Michael Redd. Like it
yeah,
just
like
you knew.
you just, I mean, yeah, it's like it sounds kind of weird to say this, but it's like it was normal for him to just kind of vanish, like,
Yeah.
but not in like a bad way. And so for this, it kind of feels like just another one of those, but then having to swallow that pill.
Yeah, that like
That's and we're not, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at how hard it is on us, because like literally I cannot even imagine what the family's going through. And our condolences to the family. Like I hope that you guys see this, like, that you find some kind of peace and like y'all had an amazing family member. Like he was just so loving and just so like I don't really know what he was like, outside of all that, but to me, he was Mike Redd and he was super sweet and like, just
and I think about too, and I don't want this to come off as like wrong, but like you had mentioned, any time that
amen, Trista.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
But like he was always very like upfront, like, oh hey, I'm sick. Like if you don't hear from me for a while, I'm sick. I'm not feeling good. Or hey, I think this is what's going on. I'm going to be in the hospital. Like I'll get back to you. Like I wonder, like if at any point he thought to himself like, oh, I really should let them know.
Right.
I just, and it's again, I say that and I don't want it to sound like morbid, but I often, because he cared, like he really valued his friendships, and I often wonder if it like ever crossed his mind in that moment of like, I wish I could let them know.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that on the phone one day. I was like, I wonder if he did have a thought, like, to try to say bye or something, but how it just
but
it's like you can't, because like that would have been so rough.
Yeah.
Like like, is it almost better like this? There's just a lot of thoughts cross your mind when this stuff happens. Like, and
because I mean, I'm sure as someone who has had medical issues your whole life and in and out of the hospital, like you don't think that, like I'm sure for him it was just like, I'm sick, like I'll be all right. I'm gonna go get checked out, get whatever I need to be better, and that's it.
And this, what I'm about to say, isn't a way to be like feel bad for one of our friends or whatever. But our buddy Lucas, like, Lucas, we love you. I don't think you're watching, but we love you because it just you do have some stuff that goes on with you. Do it.
I would.
Yeah.
I can't even think about that, man.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try. But I'm just saying, like, he's appreciated on every level. Like, he's in our just whatever we. Sometimes we call ourselves the Three Musketeers. Sometimes I think Ashley called us the Three Stooges, like something crazy. Because I just, it's just a fact that Lucas kind of has more stuff like that than we do, like issues and stuff like that.
I literally talk to Lucas every day. Yeah. Every single day, Lucas and I have a conversation every day. And like Trista said, that's another good thing about Michael Red is he loved people. He loved friendships. Trista would stream things in The Sims, and he would be there, and he would just chat and and joke around and just have a good time. No interest in the game, no interest in ever trying it or playing it. He just liked people, and he
wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
And like I said, and this isn't to bash him, and I mean this with all the respect in the world. There is an alternate universe out there where Red and Ball reviews exists.
Yep.
And I will always cherish the idea of like he's out there in the cosmos doing food reviews. Like I don't know, just he genuinely like I felt so like I mean this with my soul. Like I felt so honored that like. Like I said, I know I'm humble and I'm kind of just like I'm not a big deal or whatever. But he always like, dude, like I want to do what you do, like whatever. And I'm just like, well, but it feels good sometimes to like try to be a mentor to somebody in some form. I would give him the best absolute advice possible. Of like, dude, like don't get have fun. That was always my first thing with it is like have fun. And I will watch every single one from beginning to end, like period, and like, and I think I think one of my last thoughts about him, like, I think this was after he had passed and maybe it was something in the universe telling me, because I feel like with a lot of deaths I've had this happen where like something is like, knocking, just kind of like, hey, like, check in about that or something. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah. I was thinking about Red and Ball reviews. I was like, man, like, I can't wait for him to, do that. And that's not to say anything about him not doing it. Like, he couldn't help it. Like, he had health issues and stuff. And, like I said,
we would always joke, him and I, he would message me and he's like, I'm going to film my first review tomorrow. I'm like, all right. And like 2 days have passed. I'm like, Michael Red, what are you doing? And he would just be like, oh, like it was just always something. I don't mean that in a negative way. But it became a joke, like to the point of like Michael Red, like if I don't see this damn Oreo review within a week, like he would.
I feel like with the most Oreo cookies and cream, he probably would have. I think he would have done that one.
Probably. He's always like, whoa, like the one time he's funny. He sent me a clip of him. Like part of like a video. It was real short. And he finally did the Oreo review, but he was like, they're stale, so I'm not uploading it. He's like, I waited too long. And it's just funny. Like I can actually go back on Facebook and through our messages and find that. Yeah. But he was just like I did it, like I finally did it. And they were stale.
Right. That's something you'll cherish.
Yeah, it was. He was something, man. He would always be like, he had this like thing where he would want me to watch the most like fucked up, horrific movies to exist.
Yeah.
And then like I'd be like, Michael, I can't. And he'll be like, I'm watching it. And I'll be like, you're sick. You're sick, man. And then I'd watch it. Like, and then we talk about it. Yeah.
He's just over there watching the Antichrist.
He did.
All the way to the end. Like,
he did. He watched it. He was like, yeah, that part was real rough. I'm like, the damn Oreos.
He finished the movie.
He finished the movie.
That's crazy, though. I love that he was a movie fan like that. And I feel like y'all talked about it more than I did, but every now and then he, honestly, it was like movies for you, and then like YouTube and stuff with me. I think there was that
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah. And he would ask about Twitch and things like that because he had an interest,
Yeah.
and he was like, I have a PS4, what can I do? And I just think that there was a lot of nerve, like he had a lot of nerves with it because of, dare I say, we lived in a fucked up judgmental world now. And, it's just like anytime anybody has some sort of disability or anything like that, it's just like they just have this fear that like they're going to be made fun of. But I feel like Michael just had such a loving community around him that I really truly feel like he would have not experienced any of the negative, like because he had built such a reputation among dozens of people. And I saw a post on Facebook too because you liked it and it popped up because he was tagged about that person. I don't know if that the football creator had made a post, and it just like goes to show you that like he really loved just people, like no matter what they did, like if you were a good person and you could have like a normal human conversation with him and not like be a asshole like egotistical content creator, like he just didn't care what you did. He just loved you as a person and just supported you. And there's not too many people like that, it's they're very few and far between, and he was definitely a very good one.
Yeah, and I mean, all these reasons of why he'll be missed. I mean, it's it is it's a tough one to swallow, but like I said, I truly believe that he would want us to be positive and celebrate instead of.
Another funny story that he was very open about this too. If you like were to scroll through my Twitter way back, if you're not familiar, like if people that you follow each other, like if they like a certain tweet, sometimes it will pop up in your feed. And I would always just randomly, I would get this shit and it'd be like some butt naked girl on my Twitter feed at like 8:30 in the morning. Like that's not what I want to see. And I'm like, and I would always scroll up and I'm like, why is that popping up on my shit? And there it was, Michael Red liked, and I'm like, you dirty dog. So like I like called him out on it one day. He's like, dude, I'm not ashamed. Fuck it. Like it was so funny.
Yeah.
And I put out a tweet one time and I was like, y'all some dirty motherfuckers on my feed liking all these naked women and stuff. And he commented on it. And he's like, I literally have no shame.
He's just like, I mean, I don't know.
Like, oh my God. It was just like, it made me laugh. And that's probably like one of my like fondest memories of him because like it was so uncharacteristic of him because we never talked about anything like that.
Yeah.
Like you and I. Yeah, you and I have talked about it, and it's one of the most viewed episodes on our podcast.
Baby blue bed sheets.
I don't want to shit the baby blue bed sheets. That's why I don't sleep naked. They're not baby blue anymore. They're pink now, in case you're wondering. But still, they might be. Krista, you just don't need to say anything. You just keep quiet in there if you're still watching.
She'll probably say something.
But like, it was just so funny because he was like
Oreos.
He was like. He's like, yeah, dude, I don't care. There's some good-looking women on here. And I'm just like, oh my God. It just completely like out of left field.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like, and I have no idea about any of that with him. Like, if he,
Oh my God. Like,
I mean, relationship or anything, I don't know.
It is so funny because it'd be like one of those things. It'd be like and retweet and I'll DM you a nude. And there he is. Like he's right there. And then
like retweet.
He would comment and be like, done. The chick would respond, DM incoming. Done. And I'm like, you dog. You get nudies in the DMs?
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. I just got a message on Facebook from my friend Jeff.
What is he watching or something?
No, it's just really weird because we're on this conversation and he just messaged me something that I don't ever expect him to tell me.
Right. Well, you can keep that one to yourself.
Okay, no, listen. Funny story, very lighthearted moment, completely off topic here.
That's fine. OMG, Travis underwear.
Listen, we made teriyaki chicken fried rice one night for dinner. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have IBS, just like undiagnosed. I have to. There's no way I don't, because like it is unhealthy. I mean, I think, I don't know. I feel all right. But like
I feel all right.
My parents were gone, so my brother was coming over and eating dinner. And he come over the day after we had the teriyaki rice. And Trista, like in the morning, I was showering and like I, obviously took off my underwear. I fart in my sleep. This is why I don't sleep naked. Okay. I just threw them in there. They were inside out, fucking ass crack length skin marks, dude. Like about that wide. Trista's like, babe, what the fuck? I'm like, what? And she's like, that's gross. So my brother came over and I was like, Jordan, did that fried rice fuck you up? And he's like, no. And I was like, look what it did to me. And I held him up. And he still laughs about it.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a you thing. It's like if you
you can't tell me you don't.
Don't what?
You skid.
I probably do, but I don't find out.
How do you not know?
I think it's
you don't look.
I think it's just your stomach, like you said. Like you might have IBS or something, but I fart a lot, but you are like always talking about how like 100% all the time your farts are dangerous. I'm like, that's not healthy.
Listen,
but that's been normal for you because apparently that's like your whole life.
Look, I get one good fart a day, and that's when I take my morning pee. It just comes out nice, airy, and dry. Not a problem. Anything else after that, bets are off.
Yeah, because it's like it's just air from sleep. And then like whatever, and then like and then you eat throughout the day, so then the rest is like, oh, that's being pushed out. Like,
I don't even have to eat anything. I could go 24 hours without eating anything and shit 6 times a day. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, and I mean,
dude, she did. She did. She was doing the clothes. IBS, she touched the skid mark.
And it's the version where like I go a lot. But like I think you might have it too.
It's just way worse.
But
I have to
on another, and then not to call Ryan out, but then his IBS is the other one. Like there's 2 versions. One you go a lot, the one you only go like once a week.
I don't know. That's unhealthy to me.
Sorry, Ryan, but I'm sure it's a personal information. But nah, he don't care. If anything, it's awareness. Hey, if you don't poop a lot, you might want to get that checked out.
It's insane, man.
I think it's healthier to poop, but with your farts being like about to push something out every time, or something.
Sometimes I get real lucky though. But like but if I do get lucky farts, then I have to run to the bathroom after because I know that it's bad. But it's crazy. Like
so I'm cracking up thinking about you just like sleeping and then you just like you don't even know until you wake up. Cannot go 24 hours without.
You're right. No, I can't.
Right. I mean, no one should.
But it's so bad. Like when we went to Texas Roadhouse. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and it's like a 15-20 minute drive back home. And like, I'd come home and I'd like right to the bathroom. I mean, I ate dinner tonight and I haven't gone since. I'm fine. Like, I don't even feel like I have to go. So I don't know. Something ain't right. But I mean,
do you? It's funny how like this whole thing got off on this.
Shit
Do you
talk.
feel like you have to go every time you eat? Like every time you eat, you might have like a. I think I'm like you have that feeling that's like I think I'm gonna have diarrhea.
No, it's not
Because
every
that
time.
my mom had IBS, and I mean, I'm not gonna share too much, but basically she would have to rush to the bathroom every time she ate. So
No,
like
my mom
I
has
think
to
it's
do
like a
that.
family thing kind of thing. Like we have anxiety, we have IBS, we have like all this stuff, um, but I
Yeah, like
think
I
mine's
mean,
normal, but
like
like not.
I had lunch today. Like I ate lunch at work. I was fine. I ate dinner, and I've been fine. Like I honestly don't think I've gone since like this morning. I go in the morning. That's it. I haven't gone any other time today.
That's good.
Yeah. So maybe
It's
I
not,
am okay.
at least it's not like hitting the eject button every time.
Maybe I just gotta watch what I eat. Maybe that's just it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, because the thing is, like, from Texas Roadhouses, I've gotten that I get the same meal every time I go. But for whatever reason, the last time, like, it just hit me harder than the other. They could have switched up the batter on their chicken critters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Try the barbecue chicken. It's amazing.
See, I have such a hard time trying new things. Like, I get stuck on something from a restaurant, and that's it.
Oh, me too. Like that, but I got the chicken critters, the kitchen critters, whatever I said, the chicken critters, and the barbecue chicken is really good. It's cut it fork and knife, eat it like it's great.
Literally, probably the last, I don't know, 5-6 years of going to Texas Roadhouse, I get the chicken critters, the seasoned rice, and the loaded mashed potatoes every single time.
Oh, I feel you. I mean,
Every
yeah,
time.
I'm the same way with food. Like I gotta get the same thing because I go there specifically. Like I'm in the mood for that, so that's why the decision to go to that place happened.
Yeah.
Like, and Ashley gives me a hard time because she's like, "You always want chicken. Like no matter what, I could eat chicken every single day my whole life. I have no shame in it at all.
We're brothers, man.
I have no
I'm
shame in
telling
it at
you.
all. Like I don't like I'm telling you like, and I'm not saying from the same place every day. That
No,
would get
it's
old. But
chicken.
I can literally go the chicken BLT, the $5 biggie bag Wendy's, go the next day to Texas Roadhouse, have barbecue chicken, go the next day, have Popeyes, go the next day, have Zaxby's, like, and have chicken every single time. So
I could eat chicken every day too. Like it.
Adam's the
Honest
same
to
way.
God.
Chicken
Yeah.
tenders, fries, salad. Okay, fries, salad, and soda every time I go out to eat.
Now there's this place called Fat Eddie's, which is we go to every now and again. And I've tried different things from them, but it's like a barbecue place, but they have so many different options. So like, I like their barbecued their pulled pork mac and cheese. It's really good. I also got like some kind of sandwich from there one time. It was phenomenal. But like certain places, chicken
Yeah.
every time. Trista could literally make a different type of chicken every day for the rest of my life, and I'd eat it. I would no
And
no questions asked.
Ashley knows how I'm about rice. Like it's been a joke since I was a kid. All you ever eat is rice. Like
It's good.
I love rice. Like it's
It's
chicken and
good.
rice. Like and you combine those two. I mean, you could literally Ashley knows she can literally just make me chicken and rice kind of a stir fry. Like just mix that up, and I'm good. Like I'm maybe a side of mac and cheese. Like it don't matter to me. Like she's like, but that don't go with that. Yeah, yes it does.
It
Like
does.
throw steak in it for all I care. Throw cheese, chicken and rice, one of the best combinations.
Yes.
Add some salt, best combinations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so good. It's so good. And it's funny because I actually think like when Michael Red had gone to Texas Roadhouse, I think I recommended the chicken critters to him, which now it kind of makes me want to go back and look because I feel like it wasn't that far ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look, see if I can find it.
What's up, Jason? How you doing? Just want to say you've always
What's up,
been
Jason?
You've always been a subscriber of mine too, and like a person long distance. Appreciate and love you, man. Appreciate.
I'm gonna meet Jason one day. He doesn't live far from me.
He's like, you
Jason
don't
and I.
even know it yet.
Jason and I only live like, God, 45 minutes away from each other, if that.
But yeah, I'm throwing some appreciation to people in the chat. That's like, this could happen to anybody. Death happens, and like it's life. And I just want everybody to know that I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you watch, even if it's one video, anything, a couple seconds in a live stream, and you never watch anything of that again. Like, I appreciate the friendship. And I mean, there's a difference between just like someone commenting something, and then like, I'm not saying like, oh, that's like a really good friend, like just for doing that. No, but like, it's still appreciated.
Here we go. October 16th at 2:10 p.m. This is what he got.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's really blurry. I apologize. This was his Texas Roadhouse.
Nice.
He got a margarita.
Nice.
And he had a loaded baked potato. And he's like, those rolls with the cinnamon butter were amazing.
You know how tempted I am to get Texas Roadhouse now, like tonight, DoorDash, but that's so expensive.
Oh my God.
But I would not go, so I'm not gonna sit in there by myself. Like, there's places I'll sit in by myself, but not Texas.
He sent me a picture of the spiciest store-bought ramen he's ever had.
Dude, ramen, that sounds so good.
I sent him a picture. I was telling you about that pulled pork mac and cheese. I sent him a picture of it because we were actually there not too long after his birthday.
Nice. Wow, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I've had very little today to eat, so I'm gonna eat after I'm gonna take a shower after this stream and then eat. But can't wait. But well, Dustin, I'll let you go first. Is there because we're hitting the hour, is there any final things you'd like to say about Michael or anything?
I just want to honestly thank you, Michael, for everything, being a good friend, being an amazing supporter. Love you, man. Miss you. And I just hope that you're happy and you passed on peacefully and you're no longer suffering.
Yeah. That's mutual, Michael. No, but it's like the same. What that guy said. No,
where's the fucking review, Michael? I'm just kidding.
It's like you gotta be up there making some red ball.
How weird would it be if we saw the Oreo review just pop up on his channel, like notification?
Just like, where are you? Where are you uploading this? But Michael, yes, you will always be a part of my channel in some way. There will be a dent there. And you'll be missed, bro. You'll be missed, and we love you. And definitely will miss having those random conversations every few months, and like, but I'm the happy part about this is I'm happy you're not in pain anymore.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing.
It's rough. It's rough. But and condolences to the family. I can't even imagine, and it's a lot harder on y'all than it would be just like little old us. But just know that I keep wanting to say your son, like, it's not like I'm directing it at the mom, but your son, your cousin, your brother, whatever, like, meant something to people. Like, he watched people on YouTube a lot, and he's touched some lives. He definitely touched us, and he's, I don't know, just was
such a kind soul.
Yes,
honestly,
I was gonna say great soul, but like I feel like I've said that so many times. Jason said I mentioned you a lot, throughout my lives and stuff. Dustin too. Well, I mean,
you're the GOAT, Jason.
Jason, you've been a part of our lives for so long, and like I said,
I remember before Jason even had like 100 subs, man.
I remember before he did food reviews.
My God, Jason he
sprinkled some dances in there since, I think, but he started out doing like dancing, and I think he has a Harlem Shake video. That's really that's
Yeah.
really old.
Yeah, I've literally, Jesus, man. I remember
He
like
only started like a year after me, like 2013.
I've watched Jason's channel just
Yeah.
crazy.
Jason's just like one word, comedy.
I love when he introduced Skullman, man. That was something. Jason's
New review
dad.
or whatever. Yeah.
Jason's dad was another great person. He
Yeah.
was, yeah, good times.
But anyway, like I said, guys, like, you know, and if you have people in your life that you've lost lately, just know it's not all negative. There are positives. I know that sounds horrible, but there's something to think about with that. There's something to just remember and be like, well, you know, sometimes at the end of the day you have to realize that they wouldn't want you to constantly be in sorrow about it, you know. And I truly 100% feel like that about Mike Red.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know. Like, I'll probably be talking about him again at some point. That won't end. Like, this isn't just it. Like, I'll probably bring him up in a video or something because there's always gonna be something that reminds me of him.
Yeah.
And especially Texas Roadhouse. But
I feel like he said the Texas Roadhouse chili was really good. So I feel like next time I go to Texas Roadhouse, I need to try the chili. Your cats are also pissed.
they're not mad. He just wants attention.
You better go.
And I'm surprised that I haven't heard like Pepper freaking tackling him and growling because she's in there, because she was in the kennel, which is in here, and so I had to take her out of that and put her in the house. Like, anyway, I am so excited to get a house at some point. I am so excited about that because
we did it. It was cool. It is cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I can't wait because the studio that I get will have no bed in it and just have so much room to just make videos, do live streams, whatever. Like, I can't wait.
Trista has a like cardboard cutout of Buddy the Elf, and where she has him, like, he's literally peering over my monitor. Like, all I see is like over my monitor. That's it.
This is just like this, like just eyes.
No, I see like chinning up.
He's trying to tell you.
I'll send you a picture.
He's trying to tell you that world's best cup of coffee. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you, Adam, for joining. Everybody that joined, Jason, Trista, Adam. I think I already said that. Hannah, all of you, and anybody watching in the background or after the fact, we appreciate you. And
I just sent you the picture on Facebook.
And to kind of wrap it up, like, let me know down in the comments. Like, let us know your story. Like, if you have a Michael Redenbaugh story, tell it. I think his YouTube was literally just I know for a fact his Twitter was like Michael Red 33 or something.
I think that was the YouTube channel too. It was the same.
And so you've probably seen the name. Like, if you're a food reviewer or another type of content creator, kind of in our circle, you've probably seen him. You've probably, you know, just even if it was small, like, let us know your Michael Red story.
Yes.
And I'll be excited to read those. And because some of you probably literally like are like, wait, who is this? And then like you're gonna realize like, oh, that was that comment or whatever. Like, I don't know. And some people he probably just watched in the background, whatever. But he was there.
He was.
What I'll miss about him is he was always there, lurking. Like, I mean, like, really, like, in the most positive way. Like, especially those ladies on Twitter. But
yep,
he's lurking. But Michael Redenbaugh, we'll miss you, bro. And you know, anyway, I guess that's it because we've said pretty much all we could say. But Dustin, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, bro.
Always.
We'll definitely have to, like, this isn't necessarily like, oh, this stream is kicking off, like, because it's a rough stream to do, but I do want to do more live streams, so look forward to this. I want to try to do a weekly basis, but sometimes it's like, like at the end of the day, I think I'd rather take time to make videos, but I want to bring some cool stuff to this, like maybe like a little spin the wheel. Like I won't get an actual wheel, I don't think, but I think there's like a wheel online, like a website or something. I want to do some like giveaways and stuff like that. Maybe get some gift cards for people. Like
his first giveaway is going to be an Xbox Series X.
No, it's not, because I only have one that is for me. But no, but anyway, I love you guys, and I guess that's it. I guess we're wrapping up. I appreciate you guys for joining, and go subscribe to Dustin, even though he doesn't, his channel is completely different, but go watch. Like Dustin's in
movies. It's movies, yes.
But
yeah, you can see all the weird, fucked up movies I have in my collection, like Cannibal Holocaust.
If you're watching after the fact, that'll be in the description. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.